Hello and welcome back to a year of miracles. We are on lesson 359. The declaration for today is God's answer is some form of peace. All pain is healed, all misery replaced with joy. All prison doors are opened, and all sin is understood as merely a mistake. So, God, our true nature, God knows already. It knows the truth about everything. It knows that we are already already whole, already healed, already perfect, already at peace, already love, already joy, already bliss. So every answer is always going to be pointing us to that truth about ourselves and about everything else because it is all us. It is all one. Every answer is some form of showing us peace, being healed, already having joy, already being free, and already being sinless, both for ourselves and the world around us. Like Sammy's beautiful story in yesterday's lesson about, trusting the homeless people. It was like that answer from God is clearly saying they are sinless, they are whole, they are peace, they are joy, they are love. And that was Sammy's experience because she opened herself up to seeing that, to trusting God's answer and trust it and seeing um, not through the eyes of ego that makes judgments, but through the eyes of Christ, like we've been talking about. It's really that beautiful. So I'm just going to go into the prayer because I really have to say about this. God, today we forgive your world and let creation be your own. We have misunderstood all things, but we have not made sinners of the holy sons of God. What you create sinless, so abides forever and forever, as are we. And we rejoice to learn that we have made mistakes which have no real effect on us. Sin is impossible, and on this fact forgiveness rests upon a certain base more solid than the shadow world we see. Help us forgive, for we would be redeemed. Help us forgive, for we would be at peace. And actually, I do have a couple more things to say about this based on the prayer. So, I like the sentence, the way that it's worded here. All sin is understood as merely a mistake because we're not saying that the experience didn't happen. It- I'm seeing it like a wave on an ocean. There was an experience that happened, but it was just incorrect action based on incorrect feeling, based on incorrect beliefs. And once it happened and once it's over, now it's just a story. It doesn't exist. Nothing actually touched you. Nothing actually remains. Nothing can mark you or harm you. Like the golden Buddha, nothing can scratch that Buddha. Nothing can dent that Buddha. Nothing can touch you. So, regardless of what has seemed to happen, whether to you or by you, it was merely a mistake and it can be wiped clean like off of a whiteboard, like off of a chalkboard, like off of and have a blank slate. It's never left a mark, right? If you write, that's another analogy that's coming through. If you write on a whiteboard with a dry erase marker, you can wipe it off. It doesn't leave any marks on the actual whiteboard. And that is you. It never actually touched you at your true nature. Sure, there may be an experience that appeared to have happened, and it's not about denying that there was an experience, but now you get to let it go because it was just a wave on the ocean. It was just a mark from this marker, and we get to see that it was a mistake and that you remain sinless and that everyone else out there remains sinless and untouched and undamaged and unharmed and untarnished. And the other part that the prayer inspired me to talk about is that we let creation be your own, like God's own, meaning we let creation be whole, we let creation be perfect, we let creation be joy. And we see where we have misunderstood, where we have made stories, where we have made judgments, where we have used old data and old programs to put that overlay over the world. And we get to drop that. And that's what today's declaration is about. Returning to peace, wholeness, joy, freedom, and sinlessness, but not because we ever left it, but because we are being invited to drop that veil, to drop that overlay, to drop that illusion, to drop the stories that have created us, a false creation, that have not created us, that we have created a false creation, an illusory creation over the true world, over the truth of God's creation. Sammy.
Love that. And I love the whiteboard analogy as well. It's like, that is perfect. This is coming through now because people will say that, because I remember hearing this from a self-development teacher years ago, that you're this canvas and then you go about life and then people start flicking their paints and their beliefs and stories and projecting them onto you, and that's like you getting different paint and painting over the picture that was you. But actually that doesn't have to be the case, because you can just wipe the board clean, like Karina says. That is so powerful because in every single moment, Karina has said it before, it's like the big bang. It's like you're brand new, right? You're brand new in every single moment. But the ego keeps creating these stories to keep you trapped in limitation, in lack, in suffering, in the past. But you can just wipe them clean again and again and again and again, because you have the choice to be able to choose to see yourself through the lens of God, or as God, if you like. It says here, which I love, it says, when you ask for help, what you truly want is peace. You might think you want a job, a relationship, money, or a problem to go away, but deep down, what you're really asking for is peace of mind and to return to love, to return to the true nature of who you are. Because remember, as we said throughout the course, that's really what we all want. It's the return home to the truth of who we are. And again, a reminder is sin is merely you falling out of alignment with that truth, right? And so, what I love here, it says God's answer is some form of peace. All pain is healed, like Karina said, wiped clean, or misery replaced with joy, because joy is one of your natural states. What I love the most here, it says all prison doors are opened, because by your very nature you are infinite. There are no bounds, so how can anything be closed? How can anything be trapped? It can't. It's merely the illusion trapping you in the illusion, right? Which is why we get to drop it in any moment. All prison doors, all limits, all stories, not necessarily gone, because otherwise you but seeing through them, seeing through them as the truth of who you really are, not through the lens of the small self, the ego self, lack, limitation, the stories. Is there anything that I wanted to add? No, I think that's it for me. But I feel like this is a really nice. This feels like it is summarized like the whole course up perfectly in just like that sentence. There's so many stages all unfolding perfectly of everything this course has taught us. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you. Yes, I love how you tied it back to the Big Bang. I was like over here, you guys can't see me because I was on mute, but I'm over here going, yes, yes, yes. Because Sammy was talking about being born anew, and every single moment you're born anew, and she's absolutely correct. And we just keep feeding the story with the thought, right? The thought, the memory. Um, the physical, emotional, and mental memory. Just we're just recreating the story again and again and again. But the truth is that we're actually new in every single moment. And that's what the ego is. It's just these series of stories, thoughts, emotions, and physical memory that we're just allowing to repeat again and again and again, building up this ego version of all these things that I did or was done to me or da 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 da. But it's just a story, and we remain that whole perfect blank canvas screen every single time. And it just takes, it's the forgiveness that wipes it clean. Just like the course is saying, it's that forgiveness. It's the forgiveness and not taking the invitation to repeat the story anymore. I see the story arose and I'm choosing not to take the invitation to keep repeating the story anymore, to keep repeating the memory on any level. Um, I think that's it for me. Sammy, do you have anything to add to that list? Okay. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.